and Assalamualaikum. Today, we will give a review for Chapter 7, which is the essential and characteristic of resort. The resort is likened to a hotel, but it has a variety of recreational spaces. A resort is a place frequented by people for recreation and relaxation. It is a compound of buildings and facilities located in scenic area, providing lodgings, entertainment, and a relaxing environment for people on vacation.
There are two main markets for resort, which are group business and pleasure or leisure travelers. These two markets are very different, and resort must market to them in a different ways. In early 17th, resort is the home of the wealthy and the leisure market was the only market. The guest's intention were to relax and get away from the concern and issues of home. But resort nowadays are accessible to middle as well as high income travelers, and there are more resort located in more destinations and can be accessed by all means of transportations. The group market is now the economic mainstay for most resorts, especially the larger resort providing large-scale meeting space and recreational activities. Modern resort focus extending the leisure field to meetings and conventions. They need to keep up with more and better competition not only in their location but at other resort destinations. High occupancy levels in addition to high room rates are required to provide expected financial results, to keep the resort in excellent condition and provide improvements that will ensure the success of the resort in the future. The emerging of the group market has been critical to the success of today's large resorts. Resorts offer groups the opportunity to meet for business in a leisure atmosphere and provide resort activities to their attendees. Group meetings typically are over a longer period of time to enable attendees to participate in golf, tennis, beach activities or spa sessions as part of their schedules, while group business generally receives lower room rates, and they also provide additional resort revenue with their meetings and banquet function and recreational activities. Climate is one of the characteristics that every resort needs to consider because seasonality defines the resort operations. It is climate driven and usually involves a wide range of weather. The peak season or high season is the most attractive season, providing moderate temperature, minimum rainfall and maximum sunlight, enabling guests to enjoy many activities in the resort. Winter resorts can offer tropical or desert climates, and guests can choose between wet and dry climates. Traditionally, the peak season is defined by holidays starting after Christmas and New Year end and ending at Easter. At the current time, the definition of peak season is small climate ranging from October to April. The off-season is the extreme where the climate becomes the opposite. Due to the hot and dry weather in the desert and the hot and humid weather in the tropic, guests do not like to go to the resort during the off-season. From June to September, the temperature in the desert exceeds 100 degrees and the temperature in the tropic exceeds 90 degrees, both of which are unbearable. Winter is also the peak season for winter sports such as skiing and snowmobiling. The warm moderate temperature weather can define the peak season in winter, as can the lower temperature and heavy snowfall in winter ski resorts. Usually, January to March are the main months for skiing, but depending on the snow level and temperature, they can be extended from November to April. The latest development of the ski resort is to transform the off-season of summer into the peak season for alpine experiences. Since these ski resorts are far away from the densely populated areas of high mountains, they can provide you with comforting relaxation in summer. Besides climate, transportation is one of the characteristics that a resort needs to take consideration. It is an infrastructure that enables people to travel to the resort or in the resort itself. Example, if the resort is quite far from the airport or mainland because it is located on an island, they need to provide a boat or a shuttle bus for the tourists to reach to their resort. If the resort is a big area like Avani Sepang Gold Coast, they provide bicycle to move around, or you can just call the staff to pick you up by hopping on the golf cart. Next is safety and security. Hotels have a unique challenge when it comes to safety and security because safety and security standards that are very high or very visible may appear to contradict the hotel's goal of creating a hospitable and welcoming environment for the guests. The resort management needs to make sure the safety and security is working, like the fire alarm in the room around the resort building, the car that they park is being guarded or not for the private parking, and if the resort have a protocol on what to do if any natural disaster occur during the stay. And the last characteristic of the resort need to do is their level of prices, or how they determine the price of their room rate. Nowadays, most resort or hotel put the price based on the star ratings. Example, if the resort is a 5-star resort, the price range will probably probably about 200 ringgit to 1,000 ringgit per night, and it depends on how much many guests for a room. Some 5-star resort in Malaysia is Cyberview Resort and Spa in Cyberjaya and St. Regis Langkawi in Pulau Langkawi.
I will explain about hotel attributes and electronic word of mouth. Hotel attribute has two categories, which is the first category does not take the star rating into account, which means the service in hotel include bed with clean linen, clean bathroom and polite staff. And the second category is additional services can be different according to the star rating, which is the size of room and bathroom. The quality of the furniture may vary from one to another star rating. Hotel attribute also are the most important one that affect the purchasing decision of the guest. And there is 26 hotel attributes that are categorized in 6 factors, which are service quality, business facilities, value, room and front decks, food and recreation and services. Last but not least, for hotel attribute is guests have chosen their present hotel due to the location of the hotel, recommendation of friends or travel agency, price, personal experience, promotions and hotel facilities. And for the e-warm, it's a process that allow customer to share their knowledge and ideas about particular product, brand or service. It is also important source information on purchasing behaviors as it has strong influence on customer behavior. E-warm communication is the sharing of information, experience and ideas of online old, current or potential customer through internet about the product or businesses. Last but not least, e-warm also have significant influence on intangible product that cannot be assessed for quality before the consumption.
Now we move to types of resort. The sources I managed to reach, which from Robert Christie Mill, the title is Resorts, Management and Operations. The types of resort is divided into two, which is proximity to primary market, setting and primary amenities, and mix of residential and lodging properties. The types of resort is the best resort communities are those with the combination of full and part-time residents rather than being 100% resort. Year-round, full-time residents have clients for physicians, lawyers, and restaurants. These allow the city to provide various programs that would be impossible to provide with only seasonal residents. The first one is proximity to primary market. There are two types of resorts, which is destination resorts and non-destination resorts. The difference is determined by the resort's distance from its primary market, how guests arrive at the resort, and stay patterns, the number of times a guest returns, the length of their stay, and the nature of the environment. Most destination resorts are at least several hundred miles away from the market. Visitors typically travel rather than drive there and stay for 1 or 2 weeks once a year. The second is setting and primary amenities. Visitors use the location and facilities of resorts to categorize them. Ocean resorts, lake, river resorts, mountain or ski resorts, and golf resorts are all examples of resorts. Tree beaches, views, atmosphere, and water sports activities all play a role in the success of ocean resorts. Lake or river resorts, like ocean resorts, rely on water, but they rely even more on water-oriented leisure activities. They are more likely to be branded as second home communities and situated several hours away by car from their homes. Mountain or ski resorts have become four-season resorts in recent years, moving away from their conventional focus on the winter season. Golf course resort projects have sprung up due in Florida, North Carolina, and Southern California. In 2021, nowadays, we can see as the industry trends on resort and management, which is health spas and fitness facilities. Because more people are concerned with health, fitness facilities are now a basic amenity for resort properties. Many resorts have on-site spas as a complement to existing fitness facilities. They offer a mixture of pampering, education, and medical programs. They require a high capital cost and highly skilled personnel that can result in high payroll costs. The third one is all people love, all people favorite, which is gaming. Increasing numbers of states are looking to the legalization of gaming to raise revenue through taxes. More than 12 states allow casino gaming on land or water. The increase in the number of resorts offering gaming may reduce its uniqueness as a draw. And the last, ecotourism. Ecotourism is increasing as a subset of the environmental movement. Examples include trips to the rainforest of the Amazon and the study the Galapagos tortoise, because these trips involve visits to fragile environments that are best handled by smaller, which is boutique resorts.
Next is understanding the essentials of resort to be attractive. In resort planning and design, it is important to create experience that keep people or guests to coming back to the resort. So number one is atmosphere. is a places of a character where there is activities or ambience that attract guests. For example, recreational parks, urban plaza, gardens, and resorts. Number 2 is entertainment. It is anywhere people gather can be a place of entertainment. So entertainment project actually helps to connect to the recreational potential of the natural environment. Number 3 is escape. It involves staying somewhere which is harmony with its natural surroundings, ethical and environmental friendly values at heart. However, today resorts face the additional challenging of providing a heightened level of novelty, excitement, pleasure, and sensory delight. Number 4 is celebration. It is an activity which popular among family and friends. It is focused on creating buildings and spaces that are sociable, exciting, and relaxing among family and friends. Number 5 is memories. It is something that very important to the guests. It is a pleasant experiences among guests while staying at the resort. It is important to create long-lasting memories and perhaps giving guests their own story to tell. Next is customer satisfaction. Customer satisfaction is the main concern for every resort and hotel in order to keep the customers loyal to the resort and eventually make them as a permanent visitors. It includes some of services of resort. Number 1 is accommodation, which is necessary for the guests to stay and relax in the resort. For example, providing the essential needs for the guests, such as clean and neat environment. Next, number 2, food and beverage. Providing a quality of food and beverage can increase the level of satisfaction among guests. Next is number 3, water sports and rental. Varieties activities for the guests which they can do while during the stay at the resort. Number 4 is tours. Providing a high quality of tour to the guests, including an affordable price, is important to the resort and hotel.
I want to talk about the characteristic resort that persists by tourists. First is the room amenities. The service include the premises of the resort, toiletries such as soap, shampoo, and cream. This basic facility assists in providing a relaxing stay for visitors and a homey atmosphere. Another characteristic is entertainment opportunity. Entertainment offerings are becoming increasingly relevant in hotel industry. Entertainment facilities are including games, sports, show, events, and so on. This is more likely attribute to the ever increasing demands of hotel guests for quality service and a more seamless vacation experience in resort. Next is the friendly and helpful employees. Customer service guests during from tourist journey can influence whether they return or alert their friends to stay away from your company. After all, as travelers depart home, they have a plenty of choices. Customer care is often the deciding factor in whether or not a customer choose you over your competitor. Next is the food quality. It is important to ensure that the brand's product quality characteristics correspond to the needs of customers during their dining experience. Based on Sulet 2004, in the literature, food consistency has been widely acknowledged as a critical component of the overall restaurant experience. Last is the hygiene. According to new research conducted by P&G professionals, 78% of resort guests believe cleanliness is the most important aspect influencing their preference. According to the report, guests are more likely to leave if the bed sheets are dirty, or if the toilet is nasty, or the space smells. Thus, good cleanliness are important characteristics for a resort to enhance the customer experience.
Next, I would like to highlight a few elements of a perfect resort that I have found at goldpass.com. Firstly, variety of restaurant. Restaurant is one of the most important facilities in a resort because it is a factor that attract visitor to the resort. For example, that we can see Highland Steamboat Cheese and Grill is the best restaurant at Cameron Highland. Next element for perfect resort is have a good facilities. When planning a trip, of course, we want to make sure that we get the best value for money from our chosen resort, and also put together a list of facilities that make a great resort and for our satisfaction. For example, we can see at Langkawi, they provide more facilities like spa, swimming pool, massage, kids club, garden and fitness center. Last element is activities and fun. In order to be a high-ranking resort, we need to offer the guests a lot of activities such as stand-up paddleboarding. This activity is the fastest growing water sport in the world. Next, snorkeling is the best activity for everyone because it is definitely less complicated than diving, but will still allow people to see aquatic life in action.
In conclusion, there are many features that make a resort perfect. The absence of such features is certainly no longer a tourist attraction, and we all know that this resort is one of the most important facilities to highlight the relaxing experience.